Hello, my YouTube fans, followers, and subscribers. We're back here today again with another unboxing. Today is going to be the PXN 8K, and this is going to be the 2.4 gigahertz wireless controller by PXN. And I was able to get this on AliExpress, and this is going to be let's see the features. It's you guys can pause the video, or I can read it off. Built-in 8K chip with a maximum 8,000 hertz pulling rate and response time of 0.125 millisecond. Equipped with a 3rd gen, I'm pretty sure that's case silver joystick, offering a 4000 dpi resolution, independent control chip for left and right motor, provide ultra fast start and stop realistic vibration feedback. 4 macro buttons with app-based visual programming for instant 32 button combos, with a 256 level Hall effect trigger and adjustable travel switch. Support Bluetooth 2.4 gigahertz connection. Compatible with PC, Nintendo Switch, Android, and iOS. With a 1000 milliamp battery, with a built-in six-axis gyro and motion sensing operation. So as you can see there, with the it says 8 rate chip with a 4000 dpi KSG joystick with a 4 macro buttons, dual motor control chip, Hall effect triggers, and app visible programming. So let's do this unboxing and see what we have here. So like I said, I got this on AliExpress. I'm not too sure what. Let's see what we have here from a very. I'm not too sure. This is my first time ordering from them, so I don't know know what really to expect from AliExpress. So it's my first time. So let's see. Pretty snug, pretty nice box. It has some heft to the box. As you can see, wireless gaming controller. Man, it's actually a pretty nice box. I ain't gonna lie. So, see there on English, wireless gaming controller. I believe this is Chinese. Oh, looks like that's Chinese. Ah, there it is. So it looks like there's 2 sides to this. There's English and I believe Chinese. So that looks like the back is going to be the English version. You can pause the video, see what it has. Probably got to download the software. So let's see. Probably going to download some software to update the controller. So there's your controller gyro calibration and triggers, joystick calibration, manual calibration feature. And it looks like it's a pretty hands-on controller. All these functions, you can pretty much do everything hands-on to this controller. Yeah, but we can just basically plug this in and see what the pulling rate is on this controller, but it comes in nice. It actually came in nicer than my Apex Wukong edition. This one came in with the joystick protectors, and this Black Myth Wukong edition didn't come with joystick protectors. It just came pretty much free floating joysticks. But the box integrity was pretty good on on the Apex, so there was no complaints on that. But it's pretty really lightweight controller. It's very lightweight actually. This is a very lightweight controller compared to. It's actually say it's on par with the G7. The not the G7, the T7 by Gamester, the wired controller without the back paddles. It feels just as light. It's very light. It's a really light controller. Very solid. If it's very light, like I said, it doesn't feel. Has this nice texture to it. Very audible, very noticeable, and very reminiscent or very almost very on par with the FlyDigi controllers button layout in the back, the rear button layout in the back. Very I mean, I would say these ones are a little bit. These are placed just a tad bit better. In my opinion, I think these are a tad bit placed a little tad bit better. They have a nice curve on the inside, right here. I mean, it's still kind of the same as the FlyDigi. Has a very sharp press in. You just press into the controller to actuate the buttons in the back. Feels the same way. Very smooth. And the joysticks with the anti-friction rings. Very smooth. Very smooth. Very stiff D-pad. Very interesting. At first, actually, these felt rubber for some reason. Analog triggers. You got trigger locks. So they're just analog. They just shorten the travel. Shorten the travel of the analog triggers. They're not no micro switches. They're just pretty much analog. So it's pretty sure it's a digital input. But man, you got your. So it looks like that's going to be your Nintendo Switch. I'm not too sure what that is, but that looks like the gigahertz, the 2.4 gigahertz dongle. So here's the dongle. Pretty nice. There's a little button. Oh, it's a pretty nice dongle. It's not too big. It's not too bad at all. In a little box. Your little charging cord. Looks like that's it. I don't know if you guys can hear it. My kid's in the background watching Bluey. It looks like it's gonna be a. Looks like a 3-foot cord. 3-foot cord. Sorry, 3-foot cord. Jeez, I don't know why I'm having so much trouble talking. It's a rubberized cord. It's nothing to brag about. It's pretty lightweight. It looks pretty. I mean, it looks pretty generic. No branding. Nothing on the cords itself. I mean, even the 8-bit doos and the FlyDigis look nicer. And the 8-bit doos have their little logo on theirs. But I mean, a cord's a cord. I shouldn't say that. I retract that statement. A cord is not a cord. Apparently, there's very different rates of cords and the different signal inputs that they can send signals through. So I take that back. I retract that statement. So let's put these little trash away. So we're gonna do a little out of the box testing. We'll plug this in, see what this controller is capable of right out of the box. Keep that little handy dandy. Put that to the side. So we're gonna pull up my over the clock folder and see. So we plug this in, plugged into the PC. Let's see. Okay. I was having a little trouble. Ooh, man. I was having a little trouble turning this on. So you press the home button, turns on the controller. Not too sure what profile that's set on, but let's see if we can pull up we're gonna do this out of the box testing. Let's pull up the pull rate. So it looks like it detects the controllers do a 6,000 input on the left joystick. So let's do this. Wow. So it's pulling 2,444 hertz. So it's the pull rate max right now is 4,000. So I'm not sure if that's what it's locked at for now, because I believe there's a phone application for this. So let's pull this down right here so you can see a little better. So as you can see, it's pulling a 4,000. Man, that stability though, that crazy stability is only 61. Wow, not too sure why that stability is so horrible. um, our minimum input is pulling 0.23. Average interval is pulling a 0.41. Maximum is a 1.36 with a jitter of 0.11. It's a very that's a very low jitter. It's a little high, but not too bad. But that stability is kind of a little off. Interesting. So not too sure. Let's do a manual calibration on this controller and see if that does anything with the readings. So let's see. So in the power state, press. So you're going to press this button. This button with the little weird, kind of like an infinity symbol, with the square button, this little square button right here. So you can hold those, press that for 3 seconds. Enters the calibration mode. Simultaneously move both joysticks and circle 2 to 3 times. Ensure the joysticks hit the edges. Then press each trigger fully down twice. Next, place the controller horizontally and press the menu button, this button right here. After releasing the button for 3 seconds, the center calibration and 3D joystick calibration will automatically complete, and the controller will turn to a normal working state. Okay, so we're gonna hold this button and this button down so we're gonna hold those two down simultaneously for 3 seconds. So you get blinking lights. So we're gonna rotate the joysticks. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're gonna push the triggers in. And then we're gonna hit that menu button. So I'm guessing that's calibrated. So let's do it again, another input. We'll do let's do the 4,000. See, we get a different reading. Let's do the left joystick again. So it's pulling a 4,000 with, oh man, that stability. I'm not too sure why that stability is so low. I don't like that. I'm pretty sure it's probably the lowest numbers and the highest numbers is the reading. That's why that stability is so low. But it's pulling a 4,000 hertz, and it's reading the capabilities of this app reading is 2,450 hertz right now. So we'll see. I'll do a separate video on the information on this controller and see. Actually, let's pull up the website for this controller. But let's see if we can do an X input test. So here we go. So it does read it. So here we go. So it's pulling rate is 1754 with a minimum of a 0.50, max 2.17. Jitter is the jitter. So the jitter is reading lower here. So not too sure why that. Let's do this again. Man, these friction rings are really smooth on this controller. Okay, so we get 6 outliers, but very low reading outliers. So it's pulling pretty much the same. Same 1745. Minimum same 50.50. Max 2.17. Jitter, another very low jitter again. So the jitter reading on this is lower than the pulling rate app. So let's do this. Let's go back. Let's do the joystick tester. So the controller is actually reading on this application the P5 8K. So here we go. So the polling rate on this is showing a 1475, 0 error rate, step resolution. Interesting. Joystick analyzer. Left joystick. Oh, okay, so click on the app. Oh man, wow, it's very sensitive. As you can see, tremor 41%. That's just me. Tremor. Close out of that. Let's see what this looks like. Interesting. That's pretty much what I have. Let's pull this up here. Pull this one. Okay, see. Let's do a button input test and see what we have. But the buttons on these are very smooth. Okay, this D-pad is not too bad. It's actually pretty good. Pretty slick. Pretty sure that's what this. Let's do a trigger. These are the bumpers. Let's do a 100 count. Analog triggers. They register very good. Man, that was pretty fast. So almost there. Do a 100 input test. So I'm doing like that real quick. You could get a good kind of like a stress test on these buttons as well. Let's see what else we have here. Scroll this down. So these are the joystick, pressing the buttons on the joysticks. Whew. So again, the D-pad is very, man, I mean, it's responsive. So 20, 32. So we're almost there. Doing our benchmark number is going to be 100. Okay, so let's see. So our benchmark number was oh yeah, so these are going to be the select. Let's do this, like this 25, our benchmark. Or 20, yeah, okay, so there you have it. Um, so we have a maximum in here on the A button at 9.4. Max on our B is 4.9. Max on our 5.5. Max is 5.2. On Y, left bumper is 4.5. Right bumper is 5.2. Let's see. So left trigger is 5.1. Right trigger is a 5.2. Select the menu 4.9, 5.2. Left press, right press on the joysticks 5.3, 5.1. D-pad up, down, right, left, and right. So up is going to be 5.2, down is going to be 5.6, left is going to be 5.4, right is going to be a 5.2. So and our minimum latency is on our right is going to be 0.4, 0.3 on the left, 0.4 on the down, 0.4 on the up, right stick 0.4, 0.3 on the left and right press stick joystick presses. So our select and start menu is a 0.7, 0.5, very low readings. Right trigger, left trigger 0.3, 0.2. Right bumper is 0.3, 0.2 on the left bumper. Y, X, B, A. Y 0.3, X 0.4, B 0.3, A 0.3. Our average latency, it looks like it's going to be all in the 2, so 2.4, 2.3, 2.5, 2.4, 2.2. 2.4, 2.4, 2.2, 2.6, 3.0, 2.4, 2.6, 2.4, 2.2, 2.4, and 2.3. So those are our input latency, our button input latencies. So those are good numbers. So we got a very good minimal reading, and a good average latency. So all in the twos. Very quick. These are all in milliseconds. So let's go back to, let's actually go to gamepad hardware test. Let's see what this. So it's reading as a Xbox controller, Xbox 360 controller. So our values are all our joysticks is a 0.0002. So let's move the joysticks. Very responsive, very responsive joysticks. Look at this. See what our circularity looks like. It was giving us a 0 on the joystick tester. Looks like a 0. Very good. So let's actually pull up the app. So it looks like this controller only has mobile software support, as in for the phones, nothing for the actual. So as you can see, the PXN Nexus download, it doesn't even have it for PC. So manual download. So this looks like PXN controller manuals. So it looks like the PXN P5. So these are just the manuals. Nothing to. So it looks like you can only go on the. Unfortunately, I'm filming this, making this video on my phone. So I will do an update on this controller after I do a software update. I guess using the mobile app. But yep, we did an. Almost dropped the controller, but yeah. So let's do that one more time. But yeah, it looks like there's only so it looks like here's the features on the mobile app. Joystick. Get to map the buttons in the back. So it looks like all the software is through the mobile app. I'm not too sure why. But it looks like you can do function testing, button testing, tutorial. Looks like it's just oh, okay. Looks like it's just repeating it. But yeah, it's kind of a bummer. Not too sure why there's no software. Why there's no software on this. See if I can find it. Let's go to. So that's what it's called. Oops. Wrong one. So that's installing into my phone. So it says that is installing. Let's play a game. Let's see what this controller is capable of. Let's go to Call of Duty. see what this gamepad is capable of. As the game load up, I'm gonna read through this manual. So we're gonna go into a match. So as I'm reading these instructions, I believe this is going to be your function button. So press this and the back button to map any buttons on your controller. So I'm gonna give it a shot. Okay, so it looks like you hold the function button, press the back button, and then the light will sit. So I already did it for my left back button back here. So we're gonna do the right back button. So we're gonna hold that. That will flash the function button. So we're gonna put that as the right joystick, and then it will stop flashing. So let's see. Okay, so cool. So we have those. Looks like it does work. And we're gonna map the other two. Let's see.
Is it okay if I walk to the computer?
So okay, so I map my two other back buttons, X on my left and Y on my right. So see what this looks like.
Eliminate the enemy.
So I'm going to switch on the trigger locks on this controller, see what it feels like. Oh, it's kind of hard to see with this phone in my face in front of me. But very responsive controller. Nothing to complain here. Buttons. Not playing my best right now. But very smooth. The buttons do work. Ooh. Always forget about the guy up there. Ooh. These triggers are nice. Ah. Ooh, you're just right around this corner. Oh, no. So far, it's very responsive controller, very lightweight. I don't have the rumbles activated. Damn. Very sensitive. and joysticks. Very responsive. Damn.
My shirt.
Sorry about that. That was my son. Oof. Darn it. Not playing my best, but damn. Some joystick caps on here. More grip.
Goddamn careless mistakes.
Damn. Damn.
Enemy UAV inbound. Citrus, LBBR incoming.
Oh no. No. Damn.
The CIA's best. Act like it.
Thought I had him on the run. Oof. Ah, that guy's freaking campers, man. Oof. No. You son of a. What an idiot. I'm an idiot. not. I mean, it's not too bad. This controller's really good.
Man, you guys are kicking my ass. I don't like that.
Oh, Jesus Christ, this guy. I swear. Damn it. Not playing with my headphones, so can't really hear footsteps.
Underwhelming effort.
Not my best game, so but yep. So pretty good controller, I would say. All in all, I think this controller does what it says it does. You guys saw the pulling rate. As soon as I do a video update on this controller on doing an 8,000 hertz reading pulling rate video, I'll show you that. But as far as I can tell, it's pulling 4,000 right now. It's set to 4,000. Triggers are good. Bumpers are good. Very light controller. The rumbles are very strong on this controller. Is very surprisingly. Yeah, I mean, for what this controller was, I paid $45 on AliExpress for this controller. Yeah, I mean, pretty cool controller. But that's all I have. I'm gonna do like I said, I'll do an update video on this controller with all the features and buttons, button combinations. There's a lot of combinations, as you can see on this pamphlet here. A lot of combinations to choose from, even on the other page as well. Turbo functions, increasing the joystick circularity area adjustment switch. There's a lot of functions on this controller. Yeah, like I said, I'll do an updated video on this later on. But as far as we can tell, it looks pretty good control. From what I can tell, it's a good controller. If it has that all that old school original Xbox One layout. Oh, crap. All in all, this controller is a really good controller. From what I can tell, it does what it does. Membrane buttons. Membrane buttons. Membrane D-pad. Tactile bumpers. Analog triggers. Pretty good controller. Very audible joystick clicks, very smooth joysticks, very accurate joystick. We'll just do one more pulling rate test just to show you what it's pulling. Again, we'll do the 2,000 on the right stick this time. As you can see, it's pulling 2,044 with a 61 stability. I'm not too sure about this number on this application on the X input, because on the other actually, this is the pulling rate. The X input shows that it has a lower jitter, but yeah, pretty good controller. We did a button input latency, a rough benchmark with 100 clicks on each buttons. Yeah, kind of like a stress test on the buttons as well, going really fast. Pretty hard too as well. Has that old school Xbox One layout, because this is very noticeable right here. Kind of has that. It kind of feels like an Xbox One layout because of a controller, because it's very light. It feels just like the old school Xbox One controllers, with just more features on it and more capabilities. But there, like, share, and subscribe. This is the PXN P5 8K 8000 chip controller. But yeah, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll comment down below, and we'll catch you guys later on a different video. With the gyro motion, I don't know how to activate the gyro motion on this controller just yet, but we will do this another time, because I believe I have to set up the gyro. So yeah. So controller gyro. This pamphlet's not very it's very explanatory, but I'm not too sure if you were supposed to leave the controller sitting laying down while you press those buttons, while you okay, well, but yeah, I'll do an update video after I do hopefully there's a software update on the mobile app. We'll see. But I'm gonna do more. I'm gonna calibrate this controller by the book, see if there's more things that I need to do to this controller. But we just did a lot of things out of this stuff: unboxing, stress tests, game tests, pulling rate tests. But yeah, so. But again, I picked this up on AliExpress. Pretty good controller. I like it. I love it. For $45. It was all together it was $45. The controller was actually like $37 on AliExpress. But yeah, you can't find this on Amazon. This, like I said, I found this on AliExpress. I was like, I'm gonna try this out, because this is not available in the U.S. market yet. Only the P5, which is which is on Amazon right now. You can see that on Amazon. But yeah, like, comment, share down below, and we'll catch you guys later. See ya.